Today, we delve into a significant issue that's currently stirring the Indian digital media world. It's a topic that touches upon the very core of how news is created, distributed, and consumed in the digital age. The digital sphere is buzzing, rife with controversy, sparking heated debates and discussions across various platforms. At the heart of this storm is a major news agency, a key player in the Indian media landscape. This involves not only established media entities but also independent creators who are increasingly shaping the narrative in the digital space. At the center of this unfolding drama is Asian News International, more commonly known as ANI. ANI stands as one of India's foremost multimedia news agencies, a significant source of information for the nation. They excel at gathering and distributing news in multiple formats, including text-based articles, compelling images, and most notably, high-quality video content. Their business model fundamentally relies on carefully licensing this content to various news channels across the country, traditional newspapers, and a wide array of digital platforms that are constantly seeking fresh and reliable news material. These licenses come at hefty fees, reflecting the value and demand for their content. The monthly subscriptions required to access their comprehensive video services can amount to several lakhs, a significant investment for any media organization. Furthermore, there are often extra charges associated with securing digital rights, adding to the overall cost. As a result, ANI's footage is virtually everywhere. The majority of news outlets across India depend on it to some extent, particularly when it comes to delivering breaking news to the public or providing coverage from remote and challenging locations. This widespread reliance effectively makes ANI a powerful force within the Indian media ecosystem, significantly shaping much of what viewers ultimately see and perceive on Indian news broadcasts and digital platforms. Their cameras are strategically positioned at nearly every major event of national importance, consistently making their visuals a staple component in the daily news cycles that inform the nation. Functioning as a wholesale provider of news content, ANI's specific approach to copyright regulations and the permissible uses of its licensed content has wide-reaching effects across the entire media landscape. Therefore, understanding the extent of ANI's dominance becomes absolutely key as we delve deeper and explore the details surrounding the recent copyright battles that have emerged with various Indian YouTubers and content creators. This complex situation sets the stage for a broader debate concerning the principles of fair use, potential instances of content suppression, and ultimately the evolving future of digital media in India. Before diving into the controversy that has recently gripped the YouTube community, sparking debates and raising important questions about content ownership and fair use, let's clarify how copyright strikes work on YouTube. Understanding the mechanics of this system is crucial to grasping the nuances of the situation and the potential implications for content creators. Copyright gives creators exclusive rights to their work. It's a fundamental principle that protects their creative endeavors and allows them to control how their content is used and distributed. This includes videos, the visual stories and information shared on the platform, music, the soundtracks and melodies that enhance the viewing experience, images, and more. Copyright extends to a wide array of creative outputs, ensuring that creators have the legal means to safeguard their intellectual property. YouTube's system lets copyright holders, those who legally own the rights to a particular piece of content, issue takedown requests if their content is used without permission. This is a mechanism designed to protect copyright and prevent unauthorized use of copyrighted material. If a takedown is validated, meaning YouTube has reviewed the request and determined that copyright infringement has likely occurred, the video is removed and the uploader gets a copyright strike. This strike serves as a warning and a penalty for the alleged infringement. 3 strikes accumulated over a period of time and the channel is permanently deleted. This is the ultimate consequence for repeated copyright violations on the platform. YouTube uses Content ID, a sophisticated tool and automated system that matches uploads to copyrighted material, quickly identifying potential instances of infringement across the vast sea of videos uploaded daily, allowing owners to block, monetize, or track videos. This gives copyright holders a range of options for managing their content on YouTube. Copyright holders can also file manual takedowns, which involves a human review of the allegedly infringing content. This system gives significant power to copyright owners, placing them in a position to control the use of their content online, often removing content before any legal review, potentially impacting creators who may be operating under fair use principles. Creators can, when faced with a copyright strike, accept the strike, acknowledging the infringement, and hoping to avoid further penalties, try to negotiate with the copyright holder, seeking a resolution that avoids a formal takedown or file a counter notification if they believe their use is fair, asserting their right to use the material under copyright exceptions. Counter notifications can escalate to legal battles, potentially leading to costly and time-consuming litigation, making the process risky for creators, especially those with limited resources to defend their claims. The result, a challenging environment for anyone using third-party material, requiring careful consideration of copyright law and potential risks, even for commentary or education, where fair use principles are often invoked, but can be difficult to definitively prove. This complex landscape is the backdrop for the current dispute, highlighting the ongoing tensions between copyright protection and creative expression on YouTube. The controversy exploded, igniting a fierce debate within the digital media landscape and raising critical questions about copyright law and its application in the age of online content creation. It all began when Mohak Mangal, the insightful creator behind the YouTube channel Accusations by Mohak Mangal, a platform known for its in-depth analysis and commentary on a variety of social and political issues, unexpectedly found himself targeted by a series of copyright strikes issued by ANI, a major Indian news agency. Mohak's channel has carved a niche for itself by offering deep dives into current affairs, providing viewers with context and nuanced perspectives on complex issues. A key element of his analysis involves using short news clips, often sourced from various media outlets, to provide context, illustrate points, and offer a comprehensive understanding of the topics he covers. The conflict began in May 2025, when Mohak started receiving copyright infringement notices. ANI initiated a campaign targeting his channel, alleging copyright infringement. The core of the dispute centered around Mohak's use of brief snippets of ANI's news footage within his analytical videos. In response, Mohak vehemently argued that his use of the footage fell squarely within the bounds of fair use, as it was employed for the purposes of commentary, criticism, and news reporting. These are activities explicitly protected under the principle of fair dealing as enshrined in Indian copyright law. However, despite his reasoned arguments and reliance on legal precedent, ANI proceeded to issue multiple copyright strikes against his channel. This led to the takedown of several of his videos, significantly impacting his content library. More worryingly, these strikes placed his entire channel in jeopardy, running the risk of permanent deletion from the YouTube platform. The relentless barrage of copyright claims severely disrupted his content creation workflow. It also threatened to erase years of dedicated effort in building his channel and cultivating a loyal audience. Faced with this existential threat, Mohak made the decision to take his case public. He created videos and social media posts detailing the situation, explaining how ANI's copyright claims were systematically removing his content from the platform. He emphasized the broader implications of these actions, arguing that they posed a significant threat to independent analysis and commentary on news and current events. He strategically framed the issue as a fight that extended far beyond his own channel and personal interests. He positioned it as a crucial battle for the rights of all content creators to freely critique, analyze, and report on the news without fear of censorship or intimidation. Mohak's public campaign resonated deeply with the online community, and the case quickly garnered widespread attention across social media platforms and news outlets. It brought increased scrutiny to ANI's copyright enforcement tactics and sparked a broader conversation about the potential for copyright law to be misused to suppress critical commentary and stifle independent voices in the media landscape. The situation escalated when Mohak Mangal revealed ANI's actions weren't just about copyright. He alleged that after the strikes, ANI demanded 48 lakhs, nearly 5 million rupees, to resolve the issue. Mohak called this blackmail, arguing ANI was using copyright strikes to extract huge sums from creators. He said this wasn't about licensing fees. but about punishing and deterring independent voices. The size of the demand shocked the creator community and fueled public outrage. These allegations raise serious ethical and legal questions about ANI's motives. If true, it suggested a business model built on intimidating creators rather than protecting content. The debate now centered on whether copyright law was being abused to suppress criticism and control narratives. Mohak's story sparked a wave of similar accounts from other Indian YouTubers. Many reported receiving aggressive copyright strikes from ANI for using short news clips in commentary or analysis. Some even faced financial demands, though not always as large as Mohak's. The pattern suggested ANI was systematically targeting creators who referenced their footage, regardless of context. Creators argued their use was minimal and fell under fair dealing, especially for news analysis. The collective outcry turned a personal dispute into a broader issue affecting the entire digital creator community. This galvanized support for Mohak and intensified scrutiny of ANI's practices. The controversy now questioned the balance between copyright enforcement and freedom of expression online. At the heart of the dispute is India's fair dealing law, which allows limited use of copyrighted material for criticism, review, or reporting current events. Many creators believe their use of short news clips for analysis is protected. However, Indian law doesn't clearly define what counts as fair or how much can be used. Unlike the US, India lacks a detailed fair use test, leaving creators in a legal grey area. There's little case law on digital content, so creators risk aggressive action from copyright holders like ANI. This uncertainty makes it risky for creators to use news footage, even for legitimate commentary. Without clear guidelines, creators operate in constant fear of takedowns or legal threats. The lack of clarity benefits powerful copyright owners and stifles independent voices. The ANI YouTuber clash has sparked a debate. Is ANI protecting its rights or weaponizing copyright to silence critics? ANI argues it must defend its investment. News gathering is expensive and licensing fees are crucial. Widespread unauthorized use could undermine their business. But creators say their use is transformative, adding analysis, critique, or context, not replacing ANI's product. The aggressive strikes and financial demands suggest a strategy to control narratives and discourage scrutiny. Critics warn this weaponizes copyright law, turning it into a tool for censorship and intimidation. If news agencies can target critical creators, it threatens free speech and media diversity. The debate now goes beyond business. It's about democracy and the public's right to a critical, independent media. Aggressive copyright enforcement by agencies like ANI creates a chilling effect on digital creators. Fear of strikes, takedowns, or financial threats makes creators hesitant to tackle important topics. This undermines independent journalism and commentary, especially for smaller creators without legal resources. If creators avoid using news clips, their analysis and reporting suffer and public discourse narrows. Excessive control over news footage can shield powerful interests from scrutiny. The result, a less diverse, less critical media landscape, and a public less informed about key issues. The risk and uncertainty discourage new voices and stifle innovation in digital media. Ultimately, the potential for independent creators to hold power to account is diminished. The ANI YouTuber controversy highlights the urgent need for clearer copyright laws in India. The lack of precise fair dealing guidelines creates confusion and fear among creators. Legislative reform is needed to define what counts as fair use, especially for online commentary and education. Lawmakers could adopt clearer standards similar to the US fair use doctrine to protect transformative uses. Judicial guidance is also crucial. Courts must set precedents for digital content and news analysis. A balanced approach would protect copyright holders without stifling free speech or independent journalism. The future of open media in India depends on finding this equilibrium. Only then can creators, news agencies, and the public thrive in a fair and vibrant digital ecosystem.